Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with episode 5 of our F1 2021 Breaking Point Let's Play. Yesterday we're here back ready for the second race as such of Season 2. It's all got a little bit complicated. Obviously if you missed out yesterday's video, definitely recommend going back and checking that one out. Of course there will be spoilers in just a moment. But obviously we finished our season as obviously Aiden Jackson. We're now driving as Casper, obviously his much more experienced teammate. We've met a few more of the characters, everything like that. The last episode, yes, certainly one to watch. Obviously, more and more people, they were originally fanboying Aiden even now, obviously they're fanboying Casper as well there. And despite the gearbox fault, the Dutchman did well, if you ask Will Buxton there. The team obviously as well just confirming they're having a look at the gearbox. But let's head in then here to Chapter 8. So, Chapter 8 then, looking to bounce back after the frustrations of the Australian Grand Prix. Casper and Alfa Romeo are eager to find stability in Capure. But as the race goes on, it becomes clear that his tyre wear is reaching critical levels. Sounds spicy? Let's see what happens.
Look, I'm losing grip.
Understood. Can you box next lap, Casper? Box next lap.
No, I need to come in now, it's quite bad.
We've got Aiden coming in now. Just hold out one more lap, please, Casper.
Isn't he a lap down?
Yes, he's on a different strategy, though.
Haven't I got priority?
He's boxing now. Please hold off, Casper.
Fine. Nope, I'm all over the place here. I'm coming in now. Must have been pretty urgent for Aiden, huh?
Please be patient, Casper.
There goes another place. And another. Okay, let's go, let's go.
Okay, that wasn't ideal. Let's see if you can get a few places back, please, Casper.
I'm on it.
Right, so there we go. A little bit of drama then in this Grand Prix. Not too sure why the team have opted to let Aiden pit him when he is a lap down in this Grand Prix. Haven't if he's ended up lap down just 9 laps in. I'm a little bit unsure about as well. But we've got to try and get the car back up into 8th place and regain all the positions we just lost there. Ricciardo and Alonso not too far at the road. I think we've got some lap traffic as well to navigate before then. Back at Capure though, nice to be back racing here again. Mazepin just sitting in the way as we head in through Sector 3 there. Come on, get the Haas out of the way, thank you very much. Shouldn't have to sit in the dirty air for too long in this Grand Prix, but Alonso only a second and a half up the road in his Alpine here. Yeah, just not too sure what the team were doing there. I mean, we were all over the road. I'm impressed, to be honest, that Casper was able to hold on to the car. You can see Aiden up the road though, letting cars past as well. We've got to try and get up to 8th. Still trying to apply pressure to Fernando Alonso in this Grand Prix. He might be able to get a run down the back straight. No, Alonso goes defensive on us there. He must have learnt that move from when Mark Webber did it to him all those years ago. But as we head up into Sector 3, look at Alonso really struggling for grip. Clean around the outside we go of the Alpine.
1.8 seconds.
1.8 now to Ricciardo, and it is Vettel between us and 8th place here. But we've still got to try and navigate our teammate who's a lap down. He held us up through the pit window. Hopefully now, in the Grand Prix, he won't do the same again. But it just feels like all the team decisions are going Aiden's way at the moment. He's certainly the #1 driver in the team's eyes. Can we get a good run back down towards Turn 1? Surely he's got to bail out here. Up the inside of our teammate. He does jump out the way at the very last minute. I thought Aiden was going to turn in there. But again, he's not bailing out on the exit of the corner. What's he doing? He's got to give us the room sometimes. We're trying to lap him in this race, and he's still just sat in the way. Anyway, let's see if we can close up to Ricciardo then, as we head in through Sector 2. Back into the points in this Grand Prix, but Ricciardo definitely struggling on his old rubber as well. Can we get up the inside? We'll have a look. Oh, the Australian, really aggressive there with his defending. Forces out over the curves, but we do get the drive on the exit of the corner. And we will slingshot our way up into the 9th place now. We've got a nice little train of cars just in front. More positions can definitely be had.
Taking P9. P9 now.
Right, come on then, Vettel. Is he going to have the power in that Aston Martin? The answer is very quickly no. straight at the inside of him. But he's coming back at us in towards the next braking zone. Seb, though, yeah, just not confident enough on his older rubber. And we will now move up into P8 here. We might be able to get more out of this Grand Prix. Ocon now just in front as we're going to get some good DRS on him and the Red Bull. I'm guessing a Perez up in 6th place there. We're all closing in on each other as we head down towards turn 1. But at the inside of Ocon, get the car slowed down. And we're up another spot in this Grand Prix, making really swift progress, light work of a lot of the midfield cars. So we've got such a good Alfa Romeo underneath us at this stage of the campaign there. You can see Perez slow through turn 3. Can we do a Lando Norris move? Just about hold the nose alongside him on the exit of the corner there and in towards turn 5. Clean around to the outside we go. That's us up into 6th place here. Sainz, though, 8 seconds up the road. I don't think we're going to have enough time to close up to him, but we'll keep pushing. Heading in towards the final lap of this Grand Prix. It's going to be mighty close between ourselves and Carlos Sainz, who are absolutely flying at this stage of the Grand Prix, but we just need to keep it clean and tidy on this final lap. The gap down to 4 seconds.
Final lap of the race.
Let's keep pushing. This might be doable. Well, Valtteri Bottas has come through to win the Bahrain Grand Prix here today. Second race of the year. And we unfortunately just don't quite have enough to close up to the back of Carlos Sainz. But it's been a good recovery drive nonetheless. Headed back out of the pit lane down in 11th there, and we managed to make it all the way back up into 6th in the dying stages here at Bahrain. Just still questions have got to be asked from the team strategy choice.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So the problem we all witnessed today was a team call, and not a sign of continuing tensions again this season between you and Aiden Jackson?
No, everything's fine. Today was just an issue with 2 competing strategies that caused an unfortunate clash. Yeah, Aiden and I had our problems last season, but that was then. This is now. Why do you ask?
Well, you seemed angry on the radio with your team. People are asking if that's an indicator of a deeper issue behind the scenes. What would you say to that?
Well, there's nothing to be concerned about. It's just adrenaline. You're in the middle of a race, you get hot. I can't even remember what I said. If it was, colourful, then I'm sure we'll all be laughing about it later.
Appreciate your time.
Oh well, we tried to remain calm in that moment now. While the incident in the pit may have cost Ackerman some places, he managed to claw them back and deliver a respectable finish for himself and Alfa Romeo at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's head back to the pits.
I just don't get it, Zoe. He gets to pit ahead of me, and they give his car the only new power unit last season. And he gets to go out behind me in qualifying. This kid is the new #1 driver.
I don't believe that to be true.
But then why does he get paid more?
You're still upset about that.
No. But I don't know, maybe. I just wish I never found out.
It's not the money, though, is it?
I'm old.
You're not old.
Like this again. I am old. For a driver, I'm old.
Come on, this is your last season. You said you'd make it count.
I still need to tell them.
When will you?
Soon.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, forget about Jackson.
Okay.
And stop playing the victim. It doesn't suit you.
All right, okay.
It's Zandvoort next, remember? Everyone's gonna be rooting for you. Be the guy they love. And hey.
What?
Be the guy I love.
That's cute. Did you come up with that yourself?
I'm a natural-born charmer.
Hmm. Verstappen's got nothing on me.
You had to ruin it.
So there we go then, strategy struggles at Alfa Romeo, but Ackerman comes out on top. An unfortunate oversight of the Bahrain Grand Prix today for Alfa Romeo, which left their senior drivers struggling to find form. Boxing ahead of schedule for a tyre change, Casper Ackerman was left waiting in the wings, whilst pitting priority went to his junior teammate Aiden Jackson. Luckily, Ackerman managed to brush off the incident, pick up the pace and earn a respectable finish ahead of his younger teammate. Was this a one-off clash in strategy, an unfortunate mistake of timing, or shades of last season's problems resurfacing once again in Alfa Romeo? Questions will still remain around the duo. But Casper, he's looking to retire at the end of the year. Very, very surprised to hear that. I thought, you know, he'd want to still be trying to prove himself at this stage of his career. We've got a couple more emails coming in. I appreciate your anger, but please don't badmouth the team in front of the press. That was a strategy we all agreed on together. I know things can change out there on track. I know frustrations arise, but we are a team. Don't forget that. Brian's just coming in saying, Casper, debrief's been moved back half an hour. We'll go over what went wrong with tyre strategy. See you there. Anyway, Chapter 9 then. Let's see what's going down. So, Chapter 9, mechanical failures and team strategy frustrations have impacted Ackerman's early races this season, with the grid now heading to Zandvoort in Ackerman's native country of the Netherlands. He hopes that a return home will be the I genuinely don't know what that word is. To his recent struggles. I didn't expect. I mean, this game is using Shakespeare. It feels like I'm probably an idiot. Let's be fair. Let's get into it.
It's time to go racing once again here at Zandvoort as we get underway for the Dutch Grand Prix. Four lefts and 10 rights make up the 14 corners of the narrow and demanding Zandvoort circuit, with plenty of peaks and valleys over the course of a 2.6-mile lap, which will demand absolute concentration from our drivers here today. And so here we are, Zandvoort. If there's one thing you can guarantee, it's the incredible atmosphere these Dutch fans provide. The sea of orange shirts as much a part of the Grand Prix as the track itself. Max Verstappen, always a home favourite, but in the midfield, all eyes on Alfa Romeo's Casper Ackerman. He'll be looking to turn around a poor patch of form, and what better time to do it than here, in front of his home crowd. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Leclerc, Sergio Perez, and Bottas, Sainz, Ackerman, Fernando Alonso, and Daniel Ricciardo, Stroll, Jackson, Esteban Ocon, and Vettel, Butler, Gasly, George Russell, and Nikita Mazepin, Mick Schumacher, and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
The crowd's all behind you today, Cass. Let's use that momentum and see what you can do out there.
So here we are then, ready on the grid for the Dutch Grand Prix. Chapter 9, I think, would be technically round 5, but now round 14 of the year. It's all a bit confusing on F1 2021, but the medium to soft strategy is the way we're going to go here today, so a pretty good job done in qualifying there to end up getting through into Q3 on those mediums, but hopefully the alternate strategy can work in our favour. Our first race on Zandvoort, actually, on F1 2021 as well, but homeboy Verstappen on pole, we need a podium, 5 red lights. And it is lights out, and away we go. Can we get off to a clean, tidy start? Not the best one in the world, as we'll dart to the outside in towards turn 1. That was not what I wanted to do, though. Just nudge the grass through the first corner there, and that's going to allow our teammate through as well as other cars as well there. It's been a nightmare start to the Grand Prix. Contact with Devon Butler as well as one of the Williams of George Russell there, so really not what we needed at the start of this Dutch Grand Prix. They're straight down into P16 of the race. Just all that started after we nudged the grass through in towards turn 1 there as we tried to find an opening down around the outside there. And now Zandvoort, not an easy track to overtake at, and the team still want a podium out of us here today. We may as well start making progress straight off the bat, making light work of George Russell once more. Now getting a nice drive on Devon Butler here. The young guy spots it, And we'll go defensive, but we'll go deep on the brakes down around the outside there, squeeze them out over those inside curbs. Back up into P14. Next up, Ocon. Ocon really struggling for power out of the final corner there. A little bit of contact with him. I wonder if the Alpine's got issues. He's got no speed out of the final turn there. Vettel now under pressure as we head back down in towards turn 1. And we are absolutely slicing and dicing our way back through the order. Hopefully we can spend the rest of this Grand Prix proving that you can overtake around the Dutch Grand Prix circuit there. As Stroll all goes defensive on us again. Spots us trying to get a run on him out of the corner. Didn't want to run into the back of our teammate there. We accidentally squeezed Stroll over the curves, but we do all hold on and do all keep it clean and tidy. Just at the very last moment there, that was a little bit too close for comfort. Can we get a run on our teammate Aiden Jackson though, as we head out of the final corner there? Look how slow he is out of that final turn there, clean around the outside, and surely, as Aiden now in the slipstream, going to try and come back this down towards turn 1. Just not brave enough on the brakes, and we're back up into 10th. Almost back to where we started, and we're only on lap 3. Right in the final corner once more, up behind the Australian of Daniel Ricciardo there, as he just, again, the AI so scared through that final corner there, and we have got absolutely no worries about going committing right around the outside. Alonso there back into turn 1, just a tiny bit of contact. Let the older Spaniard know we are going to try and look past him. So we head in towards turn 2 there. No move happening this time round, but we'll try and sweep around the outside through the banking. See if we can get some good drive on the exit of the corner there. And yes, we have. Can we have a look to the inside of Fernando up the hill? No, we can't. Alonso still very happy to defend up the inside in towards the next corner. No, nothing happening there. And again, it seems like the AI just taking way too much curb out of the penultimate corner there as we go clean around the outside of Fernando back down towards turn 1 there. Just a little bit of battery. Make sure he knows he's going to have to slot in behind. And now we've got a big old train of cars just in front of us. I think it is Lando Norris up in P3. Of course, where we need to finish in this Grand Prix. Let's keep at it. Sainz there just in front of us. Can we try and get a good run on the exit again there? Seems to be working this high line really, really nicely for us at this stage of the day. But again, I don't think we're really going to be able to do anything. So we head in towards the next corner. No, the AI is so brave around the outside still. Might be able to get a run though on Carlos in towards the chicane. Goes defensive, but we go deep on the brakes. Clean around the outside once more there. And now up into P7 of this race there. This is absolutely perfect early on here at Zandvoort, making all the progress we need to. Top 2 have absolutely bolted away though. Verstappen and Hamilton locked in their own battlers. Look at that. Look at that. That is beyond a joke. Clean around the outside of Bottas. You can see how much poke that Mercedes got back down the straights though. New fastest lap of the Grand Prix as we try to look around the outside of Perez through turn 1. The Mexican is going to give us the room there as we head in through turn 2 and turn 3. Have the inside for turn 4. We'll hang him out to dry, and we're now into 5th place here at Zandvoort. This has been a dream start. Up the inside of Charles Leclerc. Thank you very much. We'll force him out wide, and I think everyone now knows we are a man on a mission at this stage of our very, very last home Grand Prix here in the Netherlands. Can we try and get a good run on Lando out of the final turn? Oh, Lando's so slow there, but we do get to the inside this time round. That's going to be another nice, easy move. Now up into the podium places, but Hamilton and Verstappen 7 seconds up the road. Can we do enough to close up to them as we get towards the pit stops?
You'll be on the softs.
So as soon as I mention that, the team also in agreement. Let's have a look, see if they're going to try and pit Aiden when he goes a lap down. Oh, there we go.
Aiden is in the pits. Aiden in the pits.
So despite all that, Aiden still gets the first call of strategy. We might pit the end of this one. We might try and go to the halfway stage of this Grand Prix. But the gap to Hamilton and Verstappen, he's coming down, so it could be close in the second half of this race.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
Team want us in at the end of this one then? I think that's the right call for once.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
Taking a second out of Norris each lap, but only about 6 tenths out of Hamilton and Verstappen. If it were to keep going like this, we'd basically be with them right at the very end. Tyres are definitely starting to get a little bit cooked at this stage of the Grand Prix as Hamilton and Verstappen both into the pit lane here. You've got to be so brave on the pits here at Zandvoort. And that was not particularly from ourselves. The Hamilton Verstappen clean out up the road there, both on a set of softs as well, to try and see them through to the end of the Grand Prix, but hopefully we don't get caught up in any traffic. 3.1 second stop isn't great either, I'll be honest, but we should be clear out. No one else really around at the moment. We've obviously got a few more guys that haven't pit just yet at the front runners, but really tight pit lane exit here. But we do still come out in net P3, still 7 seconds behind the top 2. Let's get our head down and let's close up this gap. Top 2 are getting a little bit held up at this stage of the Grand Prix, so maybe there might be a chance to go for something, or at least bring us a little bit closer to the pair of them as we head out of the final corner. Once more, the gap should now be below 6 seconds in this Grand Prix, as we will re-inherit P3. Yeah, look at that. Oh, is Hamilton now actually trying to look for a move on Max as well in this Grand Prix? They're side by side as they head through the first couple of corners. Hamilton, I think, has pulled it off though as they head through the banking. Verstappen might try and come back in them though. I'm sure the Dutchman doesn't want that in his home Grand Prix. I think they're still side by side as they head up the hill. Has Verstappen done it again? I think Verstappen has. So this is crazy scenes between the top 2, but it's helping us get a whole lot closer to the pair of them here. And Hamilton, no, has just held on in that instant, so that must have been an insane battle. 3 laps to go here from Zandvoort, and the gap to the top 2 is still coming down lap after lap. Not coming back down by as much as I'd wanted it to, but we're still pinned in the 112s. We can get some DRS on Verstappen. The win still might be on the cards here and try to bring home a big result for the Netherlands, because it looks like Hamilton is going to be able to do enough to defend against Verstappen. The tyres are definitely starting to go off here, but we've only got a lap and a half to go from the Dutch Grand Prix, and we are still closing in on Hamilton and Verstappen here. If they get poor drive out of the final couple of corners, we might be able to get Verstappen here and then really trying to apply some pressure to Hamilton on the final lap of this Grand Prix. Let's just see what Max Verstappen does as we head through the final corner. Yeah, look at that again, the Dutchman got no drive out of that final corner. We're going to have to use all our battery though as Verstappen goes defensive. We set a new fastest lap of the Grand Prix there, down around the outside of Max Verstappen, and now up into P2 of this Dutch Grand Prix with just 1 lap to go here. Can we find an opening against Lewis Hamilton? Oh, just struggling to get the nose where I wanted it through turn 4 that time round there, but we just need to try and sit all over the back of Hamilton. We might be able to go for a dive down in towards the final chicane of the lap here as we're just struggling with the dirty air a bit more. The tyres are screaming out at me as well. Absolutely shredded the rubber in the second half of this Grand Prix as we try to close up the gap. That's a bit too much curb there, Matt, I can't lie. But we just need some DRS on Hamilton as we head through the hairpin, try and put the power down. We do still get the DRS on the Mercedes, but he's a good 9/10 up the road now. Can we get close enough as we head in towards the final few corners here of the Dutch Grand Prix? Nothing happening there. We've just got to hope he gets poor drive out of the final couple of corners. Can we get a run on the Mercedes? We'll take all the curb, drain the battery as we head through the final corner. It is going to be a drag race up to the line. Me or Hamilton? Who's it going to be? I think it's Hamilton just in the end.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
What a race for Casper Ackermann, proving the naysayers wrong with an emphatic performance. He'll be delighted by that podium finish.
Well, we all know he can do it. It's just been a while since he has. Great race from Ackermann and some much needed points for Alfa Romeo.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. A podium finish today, Casper, here in front of your home crowd. How does it feel?
Well, for me, what really makes this track special is the fans. I know the Dutch F1 fans are really excited to have a Grand Prix in the Netherlands again. They're here for Max too, of course, but their support means a lot, and I'm pleased to be able to give them something to cheer today.
And the fastest lap too today. Is that something you expected?
All the work the team does is to be the fastest out there. That's really the only goal. So yes, we did expect it. And we expect it from ourselves every single race. Whether or not we achieve it is another matter, but we're not surprised when we do well. That's what we're all working towards.
How is everything at Alfa Romeo? Are spirits high? Is the team happy?
I won't lie and say we're having a great time. Everyone knows we've struggled a little bit recently and things aren't 100% right now. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. Look, any job has its issues, and driving in F1 is no exception. But the focus is very much on turning things around.
Appreciate your time.
So there we go then, the end of Chapter 9. Castor Ackerman put on a virtuoso performance at the Dutch Grand Prix with a podium finish in front of the home fans. I think that might do us... Oh.
Hey man, great race today.
Thanks.
Nice one, Casper. Can't argue with that performance. Shame your teammate couldn't bring himself to congratulate you.
Yeah, well, he's just a kid.
Well, kid who's getting signed by Ferrari.
So they say.
Never gonna happen.
Oh?
You keep a secret?
Yeah, sure.
I've been approached.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Keep it under your hat, but talks are going well. So you're gonna have to get on with Jackson for a little while longer.
Yeah, well, we get on fine.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah?
I was chatting with one of your mechanics. He had some very interesting things to say about Jackson. You know what his problem is, don't you?
Go on.
Thinks you're getting too old. Says you're not fast enough anymore.
Too old?
Hey, mate, his words, not mine. You want my advice? Prove him wrong. See, he should respect you like I do. Great race out there today, buddy. Yeah? Ciao.
Devon Butler, man, he loves to stir the pot on F1 at 2021. But I think that, though, will do us for this video. Though, guys, thank you very much to everyone that has continued watching this series. I'm still loving going through Breaking Point as well, of course. And yeah, we will be back tomorrow, of course. Daily Breaking Point still continuing until we get to the end of this story mode. But yeah, we will see you very, very soon. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members, so a massive, massive thank you to the Travesty, Patrick and Chuan for being a member of the channel. If you guys want to help us out as well, obviously you can join for just £1 a month with some other exclusive perks by clicking the join button down below.